As soon as I put my hands up like this, squared up with this guy, ready to fight him, this guy actually pulled out a razor blade. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you a prison story. You know, it's been a while since we've told a prison story here on After Prison Show, so I figured why not? What better day to do so than here today? And this story that I'm gonna share with you today, I do have to assure you, it's pretty damn crazy. Yeah, it most certainly is. Because this is a story about a time when I was about to get in a fight, but instead of going on and doing so, winning or losing, I would instead have to back down. Now, this is something that is a complete contradiction to anything that I tell you about serving time, dealing with fighting, because anytime you're put in a position where you have to do so, you better go ahead and do that, win or lose, because if you back down, cower down, or get pretty much punked, that's just going to lead to a whole list of problems that you really don't want to have. People are going to see that you just back down from whoever it might be. It might be the biggest, baddest guy in the prison, and if prisoners see that you are not willing to go for yours and stand up on your own 2 feet like a grown man, taking whatever is going to come from that situation, then I can guarantee you that other prisoners will most certainly try you as well, because they already saw that you weren't willing to fight this one person, so what makes them think that you would be willing to fight them? And if you back down from anyone in prison, this could lead to you getting extorted, getting robbed, getting everything taken from you. This could lead to guys coming up to you telling you that you're going to order them X amount of dollars per week, and if you don't have the money to do so, oh, you better find a way to get them that money. Now, the crazy thing about all of this is when I did, in fact, back down from this guy, there was a lot of other prisoners who saw this. However, when I did say, hey, look, I ain't trying to fight you, man. You got it. You got it. You got it. I'm not trying to fight you. You know what? We just ain't going to do this. When I did all of this, other prisoners saw this and, you know, they understood why I did back down. But before we get into all of that, let me give you a little backstory on this entire situation. This actually happened back when I was like 18 years old. And back then, I was a complete live wire. I thought that I was trained to go, that nobody could mess with me, and I was going to fight anybody. If you tried to bring any problems to me, we was going right then and there. Hey, what's up, young Joe? Looking like a little Justin Bieber in here. What you got in your commissary box for? Young Justin. Hey, what you do? Young Justin. Bum! Yeah, that's right. Call me a young Justin Bieber again, see what happened to you. Bet you won't do that again. I'm totally kidding. Things usually never really worked out that way with me being on the winning side of any fights. In fact, it was more so like, hey, what's up, you little give me everything in your commissary. Hey, you trying to do something? No, you trying to do something? You trying to do something? Come on, Bob. Give me all that commissary. Why I'm in medical? And why does it hurt to sit down? God, that's tender. Best believe I go anytime, win or lose, or mostly lose. It don't matter to me at all. I don't care who y'all. But yeah, this happened back when I was 18 years old, back when I thought that I had all the sense in the world, that I knew everything and you couldn't tell me nothing. But it was back during this time where I was serving like these endless short stints in jail. Maybe like a month here, 3 months there, 6 months here, a year there. And you know, all of that adds up over time, and really it's no wonder that I ended up spending most of my adult life, even to this point right now, locked up. But back during one of these many times, I would end up running into a guy that I knew from the free world. And back when I knew this guy in the free world, we started out being okay. We were actually friends. In fact, we even lived together. In fact, it was while I was living with this guy, a guy by the name of Ian, and it wasn't just me who was living with him. It was like 5 of us all living together in this little studio apartment. This is where all of my troubles would first begin. Because all 5 of the people who were living in this little studio, me included, were most certainly up to no damn good in life. But I guess it's pretty easy to assume that when a bunch of young people are living together, especially when they're all getting into trouble doing bad things, going out there doing things that most certainly could get them locked up, that any type of friendships you might have with these people could easily become somewhat tarnished, or you just won't be friends with them anymore. Such would be the case with me and this guy, Ian. In fact, he would end up kicking me out. I would go over there trying to fight this guy. I mean, I really didn't have a leg to stand on. I'm sure he was kicking me out because I didn't have any rent money to pay this guy. I was mad about that, again, being young, naive, thinking I knew everything, thinking that I was right about this situation. Hey, man, how you gonna try to kick me out just because I ain't pay my rent, man? You ain't trying to see me for real. Hey, you ain't trying to see me for real, Ian. It don't matter, I ain't pay my rent. You can't just kick me out. I ain't got nowhere had to go. Well, I do got jail. I could go there. I most certainly had somewhere else I could go, which I would end up going there just a short time after all of this. And it would be while I was locked up that I would again run into this guy, Ian, who we had first started out as friends, but by this point, we most certainly weren't friends no more. Cause you just weren't gonna kick me out just cause I couldn't pay my rent. I mean, that ain't fair. Just cause I can't afford to pay my rent, you can't just be kicking people out for that. And you know, it's probably the most valid reason in the world to actually kick someone out. So with the fact that I was seeing this guy Ian only a short time after he had kicked me out from this place where I couldn't afford to live, and I'm running into him again while locked up, the tempers and anger that I was feeling toward this guy about this situation were definitely still pretty high. And because of that, I most certainly wanted to fight this guy. In fact, I knew I was going to attempt to fight this dude while we was locked up together. In the same exact cell block, I knew I was gonna shoot my shot and try to beat this dude up. Now you may be hearing all of this thinking, Joe, you weren't justified at all for thinking that you had a right or a reason to attempt to want to fight this guy. And you know, you're absolutely right. But again, I was young and I was an idiot. Pretty much like them two guys that I met in that debt collection office the other day. Hey girl, what's good? Hey girl, good look. Hey girl, hey hey, you can hear me through this glass. Hey, what's that about an inch of glass, right? Hey girl, I gotta make a court payment on my fines. You fine like my fines, girl. Yeah, that's probably a big reason why I didn't like those guys so much, because they reminded me so much of myself when I was younger, except my version of that was probably like times 10. But whether justified or not, and I know I really wasn't too justified at all for wanting to fight this guy, though he was talking a bunch of trash about me during this time. Hey, yeah, there go Joe right there. That's the dude that couldn't pay me no rent money and got mad because I kicked him out. How you gonna get mad at me because you can't pay your rent? Oh, you still talking about that rent? Hey, you still talking about, man, I swear, go put your shoes on and meet me in the showers right now. You ain't gonna keep talking about this rent that I couldn't pay and you gonna kick me out for nothing. So what, I couldn't pay my rent, man? You gotta give people a second chance. I ain't got no money. No matter what or how I was feeling about all of this, there was one reason why I was a little apprehensive about attempting to fight this guy. And again, mind you, I am going to try to fight this guy. There's nothing you can tell me. None of y'all can tell me nothing in the comment section. I'm going to try to fight this dude. I'm justified. I know I am, because I'm 18-year-old Joe and you can't tell me nothing. Should have been on a damn Mr. Mayhem commercial or something. But there was this one little thing that was kind of nagging at my mind about me attempting to fight this guy. Something that I wasn't too sure about at all. And it wasn't that this dude Ian was some kind of big, bad, tough dude. It wasn't that I felt like he could beat me up. Though if we did get in a fight, and given my track record for winning fights at that time, he probably in all likelihood could have beaten me up. But there was this one thing that I just wasn't too sure about. And that was that there was this rumor, this really, really bad rumor about this guy Ian, and it was nagging in my mind. It was like, Joe, you need to take heed to what you've been hearing about this guy. And it wasn't that he was some kind of covert secret ops ninja type dude. However, that's a little ironic that I mentioned the word ninja, because the rumor was that this guy had that gonosyphil herpes AIDS, the ninja, that Kawasaki Super Ducati. Little prison slang code words that they'll oftentimes refer to people who are HIV positive as having. Hey, I heard Ian got that ninja. You know, I just heard the same exact thing. Somebody just told me Ian's got that gonosyphil herpes AIDS. The rumor was this man, he had the monkey. And you know, to further emphasize these prison slang code words for somebody being like Tom Hanks in that movie Philadelphia, let me just go ahead and run off a few others that you might have never heard of when describing someone locked up with AIDS. Oh, that dude over there, he looked like he got that booty flu. You're right, that dude definitely got that bug chaser for sure. Hey, you better watch out for that guy right there. He got a house in Virginia. And don't ask me why a house in Virginia is a slang term for someone locked up with AIDS. I actually do legitimately have some sort of a home in Virginia. I mean, After Prison Show is based out of Virginia, for God's sake. Hey, that guy right there, he got the hot sauce. And I ain't talking about that Texas Pete neither. Hey, why that guy look so sick over there? He got them bum pox. I don't know if he got them bum pox, but he definitely got that butt flu. Man, that dude got the bug for real. Hey, why you sick all the time, man? Let me find out you got that gift giver. You don't want no problem with that guy over there. He got that lethal injection. Hey, man, something ain't right about that guy right there. He look like he got that high five. Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You got that die slow? You got them HIVs, don't you? You got HIVs. Man, I seen them pictures hanging up in your locker, all them girls you was out there messing with. I know you done caught the monkey. You definitely got the monkey. Hey, Peaches told me that dude right there, he got that worm with the germ. Y'all better watch out for that dude. Don't be trying to buy no food off that guy, sharing any kind of snacks and trays with him. Ain't nobody mealing up with you. Know you got that worm with a germ. Peaches done told us all. You done got Peaches sick. And you know, that was only a few right there. The list for describing somebody who's on the hot list for real in prison is virtually endless. But getting back to the story and about this guy Ian, there was definitely this major rumor that I had heard that this dude, he had that gonorrhea AIDS. And me not knowing if this was for real or not definitely made me want to approach this situation where I wanted to fight this guy with a whole lot of caution. In fact, I was feeling like if I was going to fight this guy, I might want to go ahead and put on a hazmat suit first. Because I didn't know. And one thing I got to tell you about rumors in prison, in a lot of cases, they're going to end up not being correct at all. I mean, people will just say anything about anybody, and that stuff will spread like wildfire throughout the entire prison. So not only do you got to watch what you're doing on a daily basis while you're locked up, you also got to make sure that you don't give anybody any type of ammunition that they could use against you and start any kind of a rumor about you. Hey, y'all hear about Joe? Joe just got caught in the back shower with peaches. And I'm just using that as an example that never happened. It never happened. It never happened. But all it takes is one person to say it, and just imagine how many people are going to then believe it. As time would continue to pass and as me and Ian were both locked up in the same cell block together, words would continuously be exchanged between the two of us. Hey Joe, man, stop telling people you was getting money out there in the free world. You couldn't even pay me my rent. Man, forget that rent. You need to worry about getting your medical bills paid, because I heard you got that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious up in here. Talking about some damn rent money, you better get your ass to CHKD. You know, I'm not really sure if CHKD deals with grown men who potentially have the monkey. But you know, anytime that you are having any kind of words, conflicts, or beefs with somebody who's locked up, most certainly that's going to lead to when you two are gonna fight. And that's exactly what happened with me and this guy Ian. As we would continue to talk trash to each other, it would be one day where that trash talking got to the point where I was ready to fight this guy. And I got squared up with this guy. This guy knew that it was time to do this for real. He knew I was serious because my hands was up like this, knowing damn well I don't know what I'm doing with these things. But when he saw that I was serious and I was ready to do this, for a brief glimmer of a second, I saw fear in this man's eyes. And when I saw that fear, I knew right then and there I was gonna win this fight. How you scared of little old Justin Bieber in here? I mean, you scared of me for real? I know I'm gonna win this fight. But before I would get a chance to do so, this guy would do something absolutely crazy. I've never before, not before then, and not after this incident, did I ever see anything quite like this. And what this guy did was, as soon as I put my hands up like this, squared up with this guy, ready to fight him, this guy actually pulled out a razor blade. Now, when this guy pulled out this razor blade, I was thinking for a brief second, this guy's about to try to use this blade against me. Damn, Ian, you got a razor blade? I mean, we just trying to fight right here, man. What kind of time you on? I didn't know you was crazy like that for real, Ian. Good God, what am I doing against a razor blade? It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. But he wouldn't take that blade and point it in my direction. Instead, what he did was he took this blade and he put it right up to his arm. And he said to me, dude, if you try to fight me, I'm going to cut my arm open and I'm going to bleed all over you. You're going to do what? You're going to cut your arm open and bleed all over him? And this guy legitimately told me that if I attempted to fight him, he was going to cut his arm open and bleed this AIDS blood all over me. Now, I know a lot of you might be hearing this thinking, Joe, I'm not really sure if you can get AIDS this way, and to be completely honest with you, I don't even know if you can or if you can't. But when you got somebody standing in front of you with a razor blade who you know has the butt flu, and they're threatening to cut their arm open and bleed that blood all over you, that's going to be enough for you to think right then and there that whatever the situation may be, it's probably best to walk away from that. And that was exactly what I did. Hey, you got it, man. You got put the razor blade down, Ian. Hey, Ian, I don't want no problems, man. Put the razor blade down, dude. I ain't never gonna say nothing bad about that rent money again, man. You got it. And you know, like I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, everyone was standing around when this fight was about to take place. Everybody's standing around like, yo, Joe about to get beat up by Ian. Hey, Joe about to get beat up, y'all. Y'all gotta come see this. I got $20 on Ian right now. It's all in ramen noodle soup. All my money's on Ian, y'all. Damn, all y'all betting against me in this fight? Now one person thinks I'm gonna win this fight. Man, that's messed up, man. I got to win this fight now. But everybody was standing up, yeasting up this situation, trying to put batteries in the backs of both me and Ian, meaning that they were trying to fuel this fire between us in an effort to see us probably both fight to the death. But when this guy did this thing that I had never seen anybody else do before in my life, putting a razor blade up to his contaminated arm, right then and there, I saw my life flash before my eyes and I said, Joe, no matter what happens after this, you have got to back down from this situation. Because you don't want to be one of these dudes running around with this bird flu while locked up. And that's what I did. I backed down. And everybody saw me do so. But they saw me do so for good reason. And if you're wondering if anybody tried me after this because they saw me back down from this situation, yes, most certainly they did. And when they tried to bring that beef to me, thinking that because they saw me back down from this dude who had a razor blade to his contaminated arm, and thinking I was gonna do the same exact thing, I most certainly did not. Hey Joe, what's up, man? I just seen you back down from that one dude. What's up? Hey Joe, what's up? Hey, contaminated arm. Boom! And I lost that fight as well. You know, the crazy thing about all of this and how I want to wrap all of this up is that I heard sometime after this whole situation between me and this guy Ian took place that he had actually gotten rid of the AIDS. He was actually telling everybody he no longer had this disease. And the crazy part of this is how he said he got rid of this. This is my hand to God. This is what this guy actually said he did in an effort to cure AIDS. This guy legitimately said he drank bleach and was able to cure this disease. And I got no idea what to think about that. But who knows? Maybe bleach is the cure-all for that butt flu. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world, never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!